well. You tapped in, no filter, no fluff, real rap every time. Yeah, we talking about health, from the boardroom moves to the barbershop facts. We keep it 100, never turning our backs. Mine sharp like a suit with the fade on point. Every convo cut deep, this ain't just for the joint. It's the culture, the hustle, the game, and the grind. You looking for truth, then you came to the right line. Keeping it 100, facts versus feelings. Keeping it 100, truth with no ceilings. Keeping it 100, no cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it, your health is our mission. Keeping it 100, facts versus feelings. Keeping it 100, truth with no ceilings. Keeping it 100, no cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it, your health is our mission.
Welcome to Keepin It 100, where we have these open and honest conversations to make sure you have the health information you need to make good health decisions. I'm your host, Dr. Kristin Motley. As always, I'm joined by the incomparable Georgie Mink Jr.,
Hey.
the Street Practitioner.
That's me.
How you living?
I'm good, Doc. I'm good. I feel good. I feel healthy.
Why you do a little shimmy?
I mean, it's the shimmy. It's a little brisky outside.
It is. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was nice and intimate, and
Intimate.
I ate well.
That's an interesting word for Thanksgiving.
Okay. I mean, just small. You know, it's a small setting, and
That's nice.
loved ones, and beautiful time. What about
That's important. We went. I took the kids to see my parents.
you? Okay.
Then we went to hang out with some friends, and then ended it after party at Bilal's sister house.
Oh wow.
It was a whole after party too.
Oh yeah.
And I was tired. I was
The
like
Motleys
sleep.
get down.
They had a whole karaoke DJs, a whole thing happening.
Right.
It was party.
Shout out to my guy.
Shout out to the Motleys.
Yeah, what's up,
they always a fun gang. But yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
Did you go shopping on Black Friday?
No, Doc.
Nothing.
I kind of
No
think
deals?
those.
You didn't
I
get a
kind of
deal?
think that with me, the Black Friday thing is like played out. I'm only saying it because it was a time when Black Friday was really a thing.
It's different.
And they start Black Friday mindsets in like early November.
October.
So, right.
Yeah.
No, so
You're
it's
right.
like it's not really you don't know if you're getting a deal or not. It's just not the same. And I don't feel like you're really coming up on that day.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
been like they have expanded the Black Friday deals.
Right.
I was in the
It's
stores.
like the month.
Yeah, it's the whole month.
Right.
It's the whole month. That's true. That's true. I did go out and get a couple things. I create a Black Friday list all year long.
Right.
And then when Black Friday get here, and the time stuff and stuff start going on sale, I start
Right.
going through my list.
Right.
So I did get some things. I got a new
Nice.
knife set
Nice.
and new
Okay.
sheets and stuff like that. Towels and washcloths,
Okay.
like little stuff
Okay.
that I just
Okay.
wait until Black Friday because I don't want to pay full price and I don't want 20% off. I want 60, 70, 80%
Right.
off.
They the
because
kind
I
of
spent-
numbers we talking
That's
about.
it.
Right.
If it ain't at least 60,
Right.
and I mean a good 60,
Right.
miss me.
Don't talk that 20% on
I
Black
don't want
Friday.
no 20. I don't want no
Nah,
30s. I
nah.
wait until Black Friday
Right.
to get my stuff
No.
all year long.
Okay.
Today's show is going to be interesting. We actually talking about money, so we'll be
Right.
bringing in an amazing financial coach in a little bit. And I know that some people might say, well, why are we talking about money on a podcast about health? Well, people, health is connected to your money, your income, and studies have shown this time and time again. The lower your income, the worse the higher chances you have at having bad health outcomes. So that's health outcomes, chronic diseases, diabetes, high cholesterol, stroke, like all the things. And it's not because you have low income that you have bad health. It's you have bad health and that causes you to have low income because you can't work, because you may be on disability, because you have to be out sick and you don't get paid when you don't get to work. So people have it mixed up a lot of times. It's not that the fact that they are poor is why people have bad health. No, it's the bad health that drives the poverty. And so when you live in a place like Chester where people's health is bad, well, a big part of that is because of the environment. that drives the poverty. It just does. And economics teaches us that. So that's why we're talking about money, because we know that if we, when people have higher incomes, they're making more money, they're out of poverty, they're not dealing with the stresses that you deal with when you are just trying to make ends meet, you have better health outcomes. And so everything we do on this show, it may not be directly related to health, but it is to drive your health. It is a method to the madness. So that's why we're talking about money today.
Okay.
A little shmoney lesson. You had a question that came up.
Oh, yeah. One of our viewers reached out to me personally and wanted to know how do they pick options for like cough medicines for their child? It's so many different ones. So it was just like, she was like, could you ask the doc, how do I go about picking like, certain medications like flu medicines, cold and flu medicine? It's so many different variations. So she told me to check in with you and see what you thought.
I mean, I can tell you what I do with my kids. And I don't know if it's medically sound, but I try to do the best that I can as a mother to two young ones. Mm-hmm. So depending on the child's age, for kids that are less than 6, they actually don't even recommend any medication to deal with cough and cold symptoms or flu symptoms. For a while they did. For years they did. And I guess about 5 or 6 years ago, they pulled back on that because there were no studies to prove it. So when we get medications approved and therapies approved in the U.S., it's because it's been proven. Mm-hmm. It's not just because they just say, oh, we'll just take this Tylenol because we know that it helps. No, it has to be proven to help. And it has to be proven to be safe before it gets approved. So somehow, some way, these meds have been available for children younger than 6, and it wasn't enough studies to show that it was actually helpful. Wow. And so they pulled it back and said, if you have young children, don't give them these meds, specific meds, because we don't have the studies. And there are other ways to address cold and cough symptoms without medicine. So for my kids, if they have a cough, I'm giving them some hot water, warm water with tea. With lemon and with honey. Or if they're coughing intermittently and it's not related to asthma, because I have a son that has asthma, I'll put honey on a spoon and have them just swallow the honey from the spoon because it'll soothe the throat and it'll help with the cough. Okay. But definitely lemon juice, squeeze the lemon, fresh lemon, and honey for a cough. For congestion, what I do is put them in the bathroom. I put the shower on hot and let it run. Keep the curtain open, close the door, and have them sitting there. And just sit, because that steam will help with the congestion and the phlegm. Okay. So that's another thing you can do, 10, 15 minutes. It is running up your light bill, but at least you got something to give your child to help with that congestion. For fever, I put a cool compress on their head, on their neck, take their clothes off, and just let them just chill. Now, sometimes your fever can get so high that they may not feel good and they're just like really irritable. So if they get really irritable, I'll give them some Tylenol or something. But if they just have a fever but they're still acting normal, I don't give them any medicine. And it drives Bilal crazy because he'll be like, look at the fever. It's 100.1, blah, blah. Right. But they fine. They not in distress. So he would rather me treat it, but I'm like an anti-medicine pharmacist. I don't know. I'm like, if we don't need drugs, we're not going to use drugs. Right. If they are really, really, if they show that the fever is really impacting them, they're in distress, okay, yes, I'm going to give them some. I'm not going to let my kids suffer, but I'm not going to give them meds just because they have a fever. Gotcha. Now, for babies, it's different. For newborns, you never want them to have a fever above 100.1. If they are above 100.1, they go right to the ER. Directly to the ER. If you don't have a ride, call 911 and get them to the ER. 100.4 for newborns. And then the temperature changes as kids get older. So just talk to your pediatrician about that. Okay. But those are some of the things that I do with the kids. Wow. And it's the same thing that I do for myself, really. Now, I wouldn't say I sit in the shower 15 minutes for the congestion because I'll be moving around too much.
Right.
But I will put the kids in there. A couple little tricks of the trade. So hopefully that helps.
So all home remedies.
Yeah, I ain't got no meds.
Oh, sorry.
All
sorry.
my meds expired.
You
They
didn't
just
get that.
like I buy stuff, but I don't use it. It
Right.
just be expiring, so I just throw
Right.
it. But there are times where the symptoms are so bad that you might need to use something.
Right.
But typically I just do home remedies, and as long as it's a virus, it's going to clear up in a couple days. If it's a bacteria, it's not getting worse, then they need to take an antibiotic and go to the pediatrician to do that.
Right.
But usually they can get through.
Okay.
Tylenol is not a bad option for older kids. Motrin, like all the over-the-counter stuff for older kids is fine. I would never buy anything in combination. So that's one thing. If you're going to use meds over-the-counter, would never buy it in combination. I will always check with the pharmacist first because drugs over-the-counter are confusing, and they put a lot of different things in a lot of products, and they combine them, and a lot of them come with like Tylenol for pain and fever, and then guaifenesin for congestion, or it could be the Motrin for pain and fever plus pseudoephedrine for congestion. So it's just I like to buy one at a time.
Right.
If I'm going to use one, I'm just going to use one product at a time. I don't want combination products because then I'm stuck in that combination product. So if I have a fever, I don't want to have to take a drug that's a combination for a fever and congestion because I don't have congestion.
Right.
But when you buy combination meds, now you have the potential to take more medicine than you need because that's what you have. So I just buy one ingredient at a time. So just check with the pharmacist.
I've always heard that you can, like, if you got a kid that say you give Tylenol for 4 hours and you give the Motrin for 4 hours, right? So
You could switch back and forth between Tylenol and Motrin. But spread them out between 4 to 6 hours. Only if they need it. Only if they need it. So keep checking their temperature and only give it if they need it. And only give a dose according to what the pediatrician recommends, because for smaller kids, you got to dose it by weight, and it's a whole calculation that has to happen. It's not a hard calculation, but you got to calculate it based on weight. So don't just be giving your kids any amount that you feel like they should be taking.
Okay. Good stuff.
Let me be a pharmacist
The
today.
doc says.
I got a
The doc
degree.
says. You heard it from the doc.
phone, you want to ask the phone? You got somebody on the phone?
Dr. Orozco.
Hello.
Dr. L. Well, we'll get
Can you hear me?
I'll ask some questions later because I don't know that much. Oh, okay. Thanks, Doc. She listening. I can't see that. I need to get my eyes examined. But let's pick up on our news. Couple little things happening in the streets. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, had a stroke.
Wow.
He had a stroke. He's only 42. I didn't realize that. He had a stroke on tour a few weeks ago, just like 2 weeks ago, and it's crazy because stroke rates for young people in that age, 18 to 44, have been increasing. So we're seeing more younger people over the last 10 years have strokes. And so that means we need to be paying attention. We need to be getting our checkups. A lot of stroke are driven by high blood pressure. So getting our blood pressure checked, taking our medicine when we have high blood pressure. And it's really also important to know the signs and symptoms of a stroke. So you want to look for any slurred speech, facial drooping, weakness, tingling, numbness on one side of the body, any problems with your balance, changes in vision, all those things. If any of those happen suddenly, dial 911, get to the hospital because time is of the essence. The quicker you get to the hospital for care, the quicker they can address it and break up the clot or address what has caused the stroke. So time is really important when you have experienced a stroke. Wow. Any questions about that? Please don't start. Not on Keeping It 100. We can talk about that on another podcast. Thank you though. Let's see what else is happening. Another thing that came up is whooping cough. That's another. It's crazy how all these different vaccine preventable diseases are like creeping up around this time. They are looking at increasing rates. It's the second highest year in a row in the last 10 years. So we need to be making sure, again, I can't stress this enough, that your kids are getting their routine vaccinations because whooping cough is vaccine preventable. Babies get this vaccine throughout their first year, and then you get the boosters over time. And it's really also important for pregnant people. So I guess about 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, maybe 15 and 20 years ago, actually, we getting old. They recommended to give the whooping cough vaccine to pregnant people. That's the TDAP vaccine to pregnant people between the weeks of, Dr. O, you're going to have to help me with the weeks for TDAP. I think it's like, 26 to 32 or something like that. But it's toward the end of the pregnancy because when the mom gets the vaccine, they pass the protection on to the baby. And so that is critical. And you'll also see that people who are going to be taking care of the baby, like any grandparents or caregivers, are also recommended to get the vaccine to prevent the baby from contracting whooping cough. So it is not fun to deal with. And we just want to make sure we are, keeping the babies safe and
what
giving
is
them a
whooping
chance.
cough, Doc? I don't want to stay long.
It's caused by a bacteria. It's an
Okay.
infection that's caused by bacteria, but it causes this distinct cough.
Got you.
Very, very irritating, and
Okay.
it needs to be treated. Children are hospitalized for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
I
can
heard
get very
of it.
severe.
I don't think I know anyone that ever was diagnosed with it.
I have my cousin had it when he was, I don't know, like 10, 11. He was diagnosed with it.
Okay.
But you should probably look at some videos and just to hear how it sounds.
Right.
Because it has a very a distinct characteristic sound
Right.
to the cough.
Okay.
Yep. Last thing, real quick. Last week we talked about 2 Black women that went to the ER in labor. Both were turned away. What a hot mess. And we also talked about the importance of being involved in the political process and the role that legislation plays in our lives. Because if it's not a law, or if it is a law, it can impact us either way. So we do have a new piece of legislation that was introduced by Representative Robin Kelly called the Women Expansion for Learning and Labor Safety Act. It's the WELS Act. And this was brought up on December 2nd. Was that yesterday? It may have been yesterday. In response to what happened to these Black women because of what is continuously happening to Black women across America.
Is he the state rep in that area?
I don't know.
Okay.
I meant to. That's a good question because I meant to look up which state she's from.
Right.
Dr. Where is Robin Kelly from? Which state is she from? This bill will require all hospitals, health centers, programs, and clinics that provide emergency or labor and delivery care to have a safe discharge plan before a woman with the signs and symptoms of labor can be discharged. We want to make sure that they have a safe plan before you send them home. Don't just send them home. The child had a baby in the truck.
Right.
Unbelievable.
But I thought they had a checklist.
I don't know what they do, but
I have babies, and just like, they go through a checklist, even if she's not dilated a certain, but it's like a checklist. Yeah,
I'm not sure what happens.
They just was blatant.
I'm not sure what happens, but we know whatever happens, normally we don't get the same treatment.
Right.
So
That's
even
true.
if it is a checklist, they ain't pull it out.
That's true. They ain't used it.
Because they
definitely didn't.
That's
use
how they
it.
do us.
Right.
The law will also ensure that healthcare professionals undergo mandatory racial bias training. And this is very interesting because we have a president that completely dismantled anything related to DEI, anything related to race, anything related to health equity, health disparities, like it doesn't exist. And so when we talk about the importance of being involved in the political process and voting, this congressperson or this Yes, this congressperson is introducing a bill that will require training for racial bias, mandatory training for racial bias, but we have a president who says that that's not a thing.
Right.
So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And this is why your vote does matter. This is absolutely why your vote matters. Because that administration is not going to make it easy for us to deal with the fact that Black women are dying at disproportional rates through the childbirth process. He's not going to make it easy for us to address this because he won't accept it, even though we have the numbers.
Right.
And so your vote matters.
Yes.
It absolutely does matter. So those are news topics. Those are our news topics for today.
Interesting. Good stuff.
Yeah. So let's bring in our guest speaker, our distinguished guest for today, Coach Rachael Hanible. She is a certified financial education instructor and founder of Missing Piece Financial Group. Rachael was named the 2025 National Financial Educator of the Year by the National Educators Council. Rachael is debt-free, paying off her 1, mortgage, 2, student loans, 3, car loans, 4, credit card debt, 5, all my debt. No, I'm joking. For the last 12 years, over a decade, she has been a financial literacy coach and instructor for all ages as young as 3 years old. Welcome back to the show, Coach Ray.
I'm trying to figure out where y'all got that picture from.
I don't know. I don't know where Crystal. I was like, Coach Ray said, I am the financial educator of the year. Y'all gonna know me. Y'all gonna see me.
Oh, I look like a young bull in that picture.
Here go my headshot. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, welcome.
Absolutely. You know, it's that time of year.
Indeed.
I know I was talking about some shopping I did over Black Friday, and real quick, I'll throw this in. One thing that I got was some new pots and pans because I found out that Teflon coated nonstick pots and pans, when they become compromised, like get a scratch in it, the contents leak out into your food, and it's very dangerous. Wow. It's a health hazard, actually. And it's a serious thing. It's a whole serious thing with these PFAS that are in pots and pans and other plastic chemicals, and it's a whole entire thing. And so I had put that on my list that when Black Friday comes, I'm getting all new pots and pans. So I loaded up all my pots and pans on Friday and took them and put them right in the recycle bin. I don't know if they could be recycled or not, but that's where they went. And then I went to Macy's and got me some new stainless steel pots and pans, because I don't want to die from the food that I eat. Right. So
You got a video. You want to show the video?
it was short. I mean, it's just me packing up my stuff, packing up my pots and pans. But I did get my pots and pans on sale for 60% off. So I hope that makes you a little bit happy.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out how you were tying this into me while you were telling me.
Talking about pots and
Okay,
pans
now
when
I'm
you came
back.
on.
Oh, look at
I
you.
got it on sale.
Okay, I'm happy for you. I love that for you.
60% off?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I love it all for you, even if it wasn't 60% off. If it's good for your health, I love that for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Even if you had to pay full price, it's good for your health.
Right.
There you go. Well, that's so funny because Bilal was like, so why you wait till Black Friday? Like, you knew this. Why you wait? Because I wasn't paying full price. That's why. He was like, but you telling me you knew we shouldn't be eating off these pans.
Right.
And you got us eating off these pans until Black Friday
It
get
definitely does.
Because I can't pay. In my mind, I just couldn't pay full price for them. So we got new pots and pans now.
Nice.
Thank you. So, I prepare my list for the holidays throughout the year, especially for household items. But how soon should people start preparing for their holiday shopping? Typically?
Well, it really just depends on like what portion of your income you're using for the holidays. I mean, some of my clients, they have a separate account. It's a holiday account that is on their payroll split all year. That money goes in all year. for, you know, preparing for the holidays. It's really about, again, how can we not go deep in debt, right? Ultimately, you shouldn't be at Valentine's Day still paying for Christmas.
Oh.
You shouldn't be. So start early enough that's not your not your story. You know, it's always best to as early as possible, right? Like if it hits you, it must be time.
Right.
Now, if it hits you in August to go ahead and start putting aside $30 a month or whatever, it must be time.
Right.
You know, so I think that the worst thing that we can do is kind of like put it off to say that, you know, we have more time, we can do that later, because you have to save more later, right? So so the earlier you start, the easier it'll be.
Gee, I know you had some questions about that holiday club. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Do banks still do that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, like, you know, if you're big on Christmas and you're big on gifts, you could talk it over with your family or just do it personally and just start in January. Like put like $25 towards Christmas. So by the time Christmas comes, or every check or whatever your finances will allow you. So by the time Christmas comes, you'll have a nice little amount to start with.
Yeah.
So you won't have to pull from something, because what happens is we wait till December and then we pulling. We counting checks. You know, we're doing everything, whatever money's coming in, even though that was money already vouched for. Now it's like, you know, so it's like that'll just give you a head start.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Again, as early as possible, but we should do that about anything that is important to us. Like, it's really about making sure that every time money comes to me, I am putting it to things that are important to me, things that I value. For some people, you know, they're not really that big on holidays, right? You know, for various reasons. But there are other things that are important to them that happens once a year, maybe twice a year, whatever it may be, that, yes, maybe it's better to just spread it out to all year and just, you know, $25 here, $30 here. Yeah, I think that's good.
Do banks still do those accounts where you get like a little higher interest rate if you have that holiday savings account? I forget. Like, I feel like it had a name, Holiday Club or something. Like back in the day.
I don't know. I never
marketed for that.
Yeah, and it's supposed to close. You're supposed to close it after you take all the money out after the holidays.
Yeah.
So they were short-term accounts that you would put into, and then when you take all the money out, you would close the account. And that's why they were able to give you higher interest. If they do still have it around, I don't suggest it.
Why not?
Well, we have a lot of issues with closing accounts. Our people. And often we don't do it the correct way. We don't follow the proper steps that you're supposed to close a bank account. And that appears on people's credit reports later on.
Oh, wow.
So then it'll be like maybe a fee that your monthly fee came 2 days after you closed it or whatever it may be, right? You just took all your money out and just let them handle the rest. That's what a lot of people do. Oh, it's closed. I took all my money out. That doesn't mean it's closed. It doesn't mean it's closed, right? And then that little $10 fee, you know, is on your credit report 5 years later, and it's much more than $10. And it's, you know, pulling your score down. So I've seen that a lot in my 12 years that I've been a coach and looking at people's credit reports. That thing actually shows up a lot.
Wow.
And again, just keep rinsing and reusing the same accounts. If you're, you know, it's always going to be something that you're looking forward to. It's always going to be something that you're preparing for. Yeah. So maybe you can just keep using the same account, but just change the reasons. You don't have to keep closing out an account every year.
Right.
Each time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like. Thank you
Good
for that.
stuff. Good
Thank you for
stuff.
that. So what are some strategies that you would suggest for budgeting, for creating a holiday budget? I know you said it's based on your income maybe, or I don't know. What did you say?
What percentage of your
percentage,
income? Yeah, what percentage of your income? We really should start there. I think that we kind of go backwards, right? We kind of like, we see what people want and then we see how we can get it. You know, we should have in our hearts and our minds what percentage of our income we are willing to put towards this thing, right? Because there's so many things that we do with our money that's just mindless. We don't. It's just been a habit. It's just been tradition. It's just been our thing. And it's like, well, why? Why is that your thing? Where did you get that from? Right? And so we should start there. Like, what is your internal budget for your integrity, for your values, for your goals, right? And then you say, okay, well, this is my budget. This is how much I'm willing to spend. for the holidays. And I often would suggest doing categories, right? Like if you have a category for, you like to do something for your neighbors, right? If you like to do something for your coworkers, for certain people, they have different groups of people in their lives that they say, I always want to make sure I look out for these people, that person. Put limits on those categories. I think that's really helpful, right? Like put them, obviously kids have, you know what I mean? There's certain people that you're going to see the limits are going to be different, but I think it's important to kind of just like categorize, and it helps you make sure that you're not forgetting anyone. We spend a lot of money on last minute gifts because we like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Such and such.
That's so true.
I forgot this person. I forgot that person. Right. So, just having a plan, but starting with how much do I want to spend, and then, going from there.
So you talked about a percentage of your income. Can we expound on that a little bit? So what does that mean? How do I figure out a percentage of my income? How do I do that?
So we're going to talk about the month of December, right? Your take home pay. What's coming in the month of December, right? If you are getting paid, $5,000 is coming in the month of December, and you're saying, okay, I really only want to, put $500 to holiday spending because I have all these other money goals that's not going to just vanish for a month, right? I have money goals, right? And so we have these, there's a way to create a healthy cap to say, versus saying, oh, I want to spend $500, and then you do your math and you realize that your take-home pay for December is only going to be $2,500. You're like, oh, wait, that percentage, that's a really high percentage. So it just puts things more into perspective when you think of percentage-wise versus like a dollar amount, because $500 to one person could be completely different.
It is.
It is completely different, right? So when you think of that, you're like, oh, okay, whoa, that's 60% of what I brought in December.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Now, what about credit card debt? People are trying to get out of that, especially as they're moving into the new year with the new goals and the new me. And so balancing the pressures and stresses, the financial stresses of the holidays with current goals, what do you recommend?
Well, on top of credit card debt, we also have to add the buy now, pay later. Oh. Because that is,
Klarna.
Yes, Affirm, Klarna, or I have to pay Apple, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? That is like neck and neck with credit card debt now at this point, right? Because for a lot of people, they'll max all their credit cards and then turn around and go over here and do the buy now, pay later, or just bypass the credit cards altogether and do this. And starting in the fall, those buy now, pay later loans are beginning to appear on people's credit reports. And so previously that wasn't a thing that we had to worry about, but it's a thing now. So we need to make sure that when we talk about credit card debt, we talk about debt in general, we now have to kind of list that under, and the same goes for both. Like make sure that you have plans for when you're, the due dates are, for each one, because multiple people have more than one buy now and pay later loan going on at the same time, right? We're in the mall, we go to this store, they offer, we go to that store, whatever it may be. And we often lose track of which days they're taking the money out of our account. We often forget that we have more than one happening at a time. And that's where it causes the negative issues on your credit report. So we need to, make sure that we're documenting what we're spending, when the due dates are, when that money is going to be coming out of our account. And for the credit cards, again, going back to a percentage, what percentage of my credit card balance or limit am I going to use specifically for the holidays? So, and then let me create a plan for that of like, what does that look like for me to be able to pay it off as soon as possible? Again, you don't want to be, the sun is hot outside and you're still paying for Christmas debt,
I didn't realize how popular those buy now and pay later things are. And then people having like multiple at the same time.
Yes.
It's
and they make it so easy to get in, especially like the last month and a half. A lot of my clients have been saying that they've been receiving like emails and stuff saying we can increase your buying power from the buy now pay, like basically the same thing credit cards used to do.
Yeah, they got direct access. So easy.
Man.
Click here, buy now, click
So it's like they're, especially during a shutdown, people were doing that for their groceries.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Right?
That's
So,
exploited too.
It really is.
Wow.
It really is, especially now knowing that they're appearing on people's credit reports and it's going to stick with them for an extended period of time if they miss that one payment. Now we're in a different we're playing a different game now.
Right.
So yeah, we got to make sure we can include those things in the conversation. They're like almost getting neck and neck with that credit card.
Wow, it sounds like they're there. Yeah. They are there.
Oh yeah.
This is not a credit card show, but a credit report show. But my cousin didn't get a job because of his credit.
That's a thing.
Really?
I didn't. I was like,
Really?
he was super qualified, amazing.
Yes.
Like he could have just did the job with his eyes closed. I'm like, why did he not start? Mm-hmm. They did. Mm-hmm.
So you gonna steal if you're in debt?
That's what they think.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That was
is
my next
crazy.
question. He beat me to it.
What kind of job was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Same thing.
I was
Really?
like, wow.
Wow.
They wasn't lying though. I was definitely gonna steal.
They already know the profile. That's why they do
But
it.
yeah, that's what they believe.
Wow. Yeah. So he didn't get it, and I was shocked because he had all the experience in the world. So credit is so important. We've talked about that before, and we'll have you back to talk about that some more because it's especially hearing that people have multiple Klarna and all that other.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
the thing.
That's not making me happy. But that's what people got to do to get by, and
Or
so
to
we got
get
to.
things that they want.
Yeah.
Because there's even one that it creates a debit card for you.
Oh wow.
So
Just use it. So it's like a credit card.
It creates a debit card, so you could be in the store, say you want something for $300 and you don't have the money or whatever. You can go on your phone on the app, put the amount in, it'll create the debit card for you to give the store the numbers
Yeah. This
to put in.
this place
It's deep.
this place is wild.
Trips on layaway.
Yeah. You can travel on those things. I mean, it's so convenient.
Yeah, this place is wild. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. But we're gonna talk about that on another show.
Right.
So I know you talked about people putting their money in categories, and so how far do you extend the generosity? Is there a rule to that? Is there a limit to that? Because at some point you may find yourself using those borrowed money now because you trying to be nice to somebody. Like, how do you reconcile that?
Yeah, I for my clients who kind of struggle with that, we talk about like the why. Like again, we mentioned that a little earlier. Like, are you doing it out of the kindness of your heart because you want this person to smile? You want this person to, like, you're investing in a particular thing that, their dream or their goals? What's the thing? What's the why? Right? Or is it just because you just feel obligated that you have to do this? Right? Like where, what's the end? What's the end? And the other day I posted on my social media page, like a list of things that money cannot buy, right? And unfortunately, we are using money to buy, better, to feel better. A great relationship with our kids was on the list, right? You cannot buy a great relationship with your children. And unfortunately, a lot of parents are doing that during holiday season or throughout the year, right? You cannot buy your way out of guilt and grief. And unfortunately, we really put our energy into those things, and it's like, is that generosity, right? Like, is that generosity? Is again, maybe you get to the end and you think, okay, I just really want this person to feel loved. Okay, well, there might be a cheaper way to do that. There may be a more meaningful way to do that. When's the last time?
As a matter of fact, that's definitely one.
Yeah, right. So it's like, okay, I just want this person to feel loved. Okay, well, that may not have to cost you $400 to do something like that, right? And so I think it's really important for us always to pause and ask ourselves, why am I doing this? What do I want to come from this, right? Because if not, you're just like spinning wheels. You're spinning wheels, and then you become disappointed when the person doesn't react in a way that you want them to react, right? Like, hey, I was trying to buy love. I was trying to buy loyalty. And then you get upset when you realize this person, like, you can't buy love or loyalty.
Let me go ahead and ding that right quick because we got to get it straight.
Right.
We got to get it all straight because you cannot buy those things. It's not enough money you can spend.
I always say at the moment, as soon as you expect something in return, you're no longer doing it out the kindness of your heart. That is the rule that I operate in. right? So if you're saying, oh, I'm giving this person something for Christmas just because I know I want them to give me something for Christmas or birthday or whatever it may be, it's like, well, that's not generosity. That's not doing out of the kindness of your heart, because you want this person to give you something in return. Again, whether it's love, loyalty, a great relationship, whatever. It's just not a healthy way to build a healthy relationship.
Wow.
Nope. Can't buy me love. Let me tell y'all a trick real quick, especially for kids. So I have a 6-year-old. He turned 6 in October, Noah. And I was in the market and they had Hot Wheels on sale for like 6 for $5. I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to get 6 Hot Wheels for him. So I got him 6 Hot Wheels. I put them each in its own little tissue paper and put them all in a gift bag and went to my mom's house for his birthday. And we opened my gift. It was a gift bag of the 6 Hot Wheels for $5. And he was so excited.
Right.
I spent $5 on this boy for his birthday. I was excited. And he didn't want anything else.
Right.
He didn't need anything else.
But it was the way you presented it.
He got 5 gifts in one bag.
Right.
Or 6, or however many it was. But it was $5 for me.
Right.
It was nothing. And for him, it was everything. And so, especially for kids, because they just young and they don't want anything. They just want our love and attention. And so, as much as you can, spend less. Because it don't matter. Because spending $500 or $5, that boy would have been the same happy.
Right.
The same happy.
And some of these kids' Christmas lists, oh man. I mean, it's nothing like back in the day. So I can only imagine.
No
I
modesty.
always visit though a Range Rover, like with the bow.
With the bow on.
You
You talk about the kids' Christmas. Then you gonna bust yours out.
No, because I'm just saying, like, it's like, but it's really for like rich people or people that can do it. So, but the marketing around the holidays makes you feel like you have to spend.
Yeah.
It's so mental. Like you just come outside and you see this pretty little dog, and then he runs to the Range Rover. And it's like,
The music is playing, the
I
violins.
want that.
Yeah,
I want to wake up on Christmas and come outside
With the bow.
with
And
a
the
York
dog.
Terrier, a Yorkie or something.
The Rottweiler
right?
on them streets.
Right. So,
No, I mean, they do make it look good.
Yeah.
I think we just need to have realistic expectations and do less, because less is more. We got to think about that. But less is so much more. My daughter sent us a picture of a sweatshirt that she wants, Lululemon. And it was like the top was like $138 and the bottom was like $100. I was like, girl, if you don't get a job, this is not on your Christmas list. You are
Thanks.
not getting this. You are in 9th grade. I'm sorry. My clothes don't cost that much. And even if they did, you need to get a job. So setting expectations, I think, for our children is another important thing. Like, you're not just going to get everything you ask for.
right.
Yeah, and that causes them to have issues with their relationship with money in the future as well. So we definitely need to be mindful of making sure that we're not starting things that we can't finish, and not setting them up for like just the world that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. So that's important.
It absolutely is important. Now, when we look at, the stress of the holidays, trying to make everybody happy, trying to, stretching ourselves, building, adding to our debts, how do you advise your clients to deal with stress? Like, because you're giving me therapist vibes. Like, every answer that you're giving me, I feel like this is what Dr. Walls would say. This is what Dr. Walls say. You are totally giving therapist vibes. So I know you're a financial coach, but you're also a therapist, obviously.
Apparently, yes.
So how are
Life
you
coach.
telling your clients to deal with the stress of it all, the hustle and bustle? Spending.
We definitely need to make sure that we're not overcompensating to cover up for something, because that's
Yikes.
honestly really where the stress comes from.
Right.
Because we are avoiding doing the work, overworking over here, avoiding doing the work over here.
That's a good one.
Right? So it's like we're going to do all of this and we're stressed out, all because we don't want to sit down and have that honest conversation with our children to tell them things are difficult this year, which is what really should happen. That's really what should happen. But we're stressing because we don't want them to know how bad things are. We don't want to ruin their holiday for them, or whatever it may be, right? I've seen this, and I also have couples who are, my clients, and one is overcompensating for not doing their part in a relationship or the marriage, and it's like we're just going to keep buying things to prevent from having the conversation that we need to have, right?
Wow,
and so if you feel like you're overworking in one particular area, in most cases it's because you're not doing the work that needs to be done in other areas. Wow. You're avoiding the work that needs to be done in other areas, right? Yikes. And so then that's stressful, right? Yeah. Now,
that's serious.
If you started something that you can't keep up, that's going to be stressful.
Right.
That's going to be stressful, right? And so, I have a client, she always puts the son in these certain kinds of sneakers, right? It's just like, oh, that's his thing that he always said. Well, once his foot size got to a double digits, now this is a different cost, right? So now it's like, I can't keep this up anymore. I know I started this when they were little size, when it was this, but a size 12 is a different price range, right? And so maybe that's just the conversation you need to have instead of just stressing out to say, like, how can I figure out a way to pay for these? So again, go back to your why. If all those things that are not the situation, go back to your why. Why am I doing this? How do I want people to feel? What is my end goal? And just kind of make your steps towards that. Maybe your Christmas doesn't have to be till March. Yeah. Maybe a little something happens now, and then we can say, "Hey, I got you in March." Wow. It's okay.
You know what else came to mind though when you was talking? Even like in certain scenarios, like say you might buy a gift and you do it for other people to say, oh wow, that's what he did. Oh my God. It's like that's a stressor as well. Like, what did he do, girl? Whatever. Or what did she get you? But like,
social media.
And it's like, so it's like that's another stressor. Like, because now your elements are not just, the one on. Now you're trying to impress
I need
the
some
family members and everybody else. And I'm guilty of that. So I was like, I can honestly say, like, I was in a relationship that I was guilty of that. Where I had to keep feeling, or I had to make sure that it was like greater than last year. Like, so it's like, and now you're saying these things, we can bring it back. And you can even just go to like just one personal gift and then that's it. Because you're pretty much going to give all year long.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, Bilal and I, we stopped exchanging Christmas gifts years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
why?
Wow.
Like, I don't need him to be out stressing about something that I want. And
right.
he buying something I don't want, and I got to smile and act like I like it. Like, no, I'm not doing that no more.
I can see
what?
That too.
You don't buy me nothing.
Bilal, man.
You don't buy me nothing, and I don't buy you nothing.
Right.
Because it's my money anyway. Like, we're married, we have joint accounts, we do have our individual accounts, but it's like it's all of our money anyway.
Together,
so
right.
And if I want something, I'm going to buy something, as long as it's in my budget. And so you don't need to buy me anything.
Right.
So we stopped exchanging gifts years ago. It just was unnecessary.
Wow.
Yeah, I have clients who are couples, and they've been married 27 years, I think. They don't buy each other anniversary cards or Valentine's Day cards. They make a trip. They go to the store together, read through, pick out the cards, and exchange them and read them right there in the aisle and put them back. And it's like a thing that they do twice a year, and they love it. Yeah. They love it. They're like, they sit and go through the whole, picking it out, make a day out. Like it's a whole date.
Still in that.
I like that.
And they just switch it
now.
and read it. This is one guy, and they have all, and then put them
I
back.
would have got you, baby.
No, that's genius, because we're not buying into the capitalism that they want us to buy in and go into more debt. No, we don't exchange Valentine's Day gifts. I do get him stuff for his birthday because it's 2 days before Christmas.
Right.
And so
that's important.
he it's close. So I just give him a little something for his birthday, but we don't do the gift exchange. It's just I need my money in my pocket.
Right.
And after talking to my coach last week, I need it in this REIT. I need my money making money. So we're not buying gifts. But yeah.
Wow. I like it though. Yeah. You just gotta be disciplined and you gotta be ready for the change behavior, because it's like the same behavior every year. We make this thing and it's like, wow, this good stuff.
Good stuff. To close out real quick, Coach, I wanted to ask you, we're coming up on a new year. People, it's time to set goals. What is the one thing you would say to someone to improve their financial wellness looking into the new year coming up, new life, new me, all that.
Every single person needs to be looking for ways they can widen the gap between their income and their outgoing. I don't care how much you bring it in. I don't care how much you're spending. Every single person needs to find a way to widen that gap between the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. Because obviously everything is going to be more expensive, right, moving forward. I tell people, if you're afraid that a robot or an app or whatever can take over your position 5-10 years from now, you need to start saving now.
Right.
Go ahead and start saving now, right? So that is the single thing that every single person needs to be focusing on doing. And when you widen that gap, invest the money, save the money. That's what you need to make sure you're doing.
That's good. Widen the gap.
Widen the gap. That's it.
Because everything that come in cannot be going out.
No.
And more.
No.
Like that math ain't mathing.
No.
So now we got to do better. Yep. That's good. And that's for everybody. It don't even matter how much money you make. I like how you did that.
Everybody. Well, a lot of I've been doing this 12 years. Like, a lot of my clients make a lot more than I do, but don't have as much to show for it, because as soon as it's coming out, it's going right out. It's going right out the door. It's like, well, you in the same bucket as the people who are struggling. Check the check is check the check.
Yeah.
So everyone needs to be doing that.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for coming back. Always come when we make the call. We appreciate you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. So, where you going? I'm just saying thank you. No, stay on here.
Stay in the shop.
Oh,
we almost done.
What's the end song?
It's the same as the beginning song.
Oh, okay.
We'll be at Shiloh Baptist Church on December 13th for their annual holiday bazaar, and we'll also be at the Boys and Girls Club because they're also having a winter market pop up. So December 13th, Chester, y'all gonna have a lot of time to close the gap. Close the gap. Not too much. Set goals. Know what you're going to spend before you leave the house. Maybe even stop at the ATM, pull it out as cash, and when it's gone, it's gone. But be comfortable with it. What do you think about that? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Coach approved it. Remember that if you want to have health insurance or at any time in 2026, you need to sign up by December 15th. Go to penny.com. And if you wait and miss the deadline, you can also sign up by January 15th, 2026, and your coverage will start February 1st. So you want to make sure that you have the coverage you need. That's all we got. So join us next week. We're going to be talking about substance abuse. Okay. We have a therapist because we know that holidays brings a lot of emotions and drinking and partying and stuff. We want to make sure that we give you what you need to get through the holiday season, limiting your partake of substances. So, we out.
Truth with no ceilings. No cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it. Your health is our mission. Facts versus feelings. Truth with no ceilings. No cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it. Your health is our mission.